Hey, cousins! Bishop Whitehead, Lamor Whitehead, Bishop Bling, has been convicted of 9 years in prison for stealing that poor little old woman 90,000. That's all she got saved up for her retirement. And this wolf in sheep's clothing stole this woman's money. He should have gotten 25 years. When you do crimes against elderly and children, you should get extra. Your time should be doubled because you're a devil. But anyways, cuz did I tell y'all I was on vacation? I didn't tell y'all that, right? I was like, I think I'm gonna be on YouTube vacation. And I was like, wait, I didn't tell the cousins I'm gonna be on YouTube vacation. So, I'm home this week. For those of you who follow me, the kids have vacation Bible school this week. So I just took the week off to do vacation Bible school. But then little Michael is out of school because his summer break. So I wanted him to kind of, relax, sleep late, just chill. And so I was like, I need to be on YouTube vacation too. So this week I might not do as many shows as I usually do. And I had thought about getting up this morning and do a live, but then I got up and started decluttering and shredding. And I was like, I don't feel like getting dressed. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just do this Bishop Whitehead article, since we're talking about Bishop Evans, Dr. Evans, and Pastor Robert Morris. I'm telling you, God is exposing those in authority. Okay, so happy Tuesday. I absolutely miss you. I was trying to find my picture with my vacation t-shirt, but I absolutely love you. I adore you, darlings. Please comment below. Let me know. Do you think 9 years was enough? I don't think it was. I think when you do crime against old people, you should get extra time. Okay, and another reason why I wanted to do this in talking about 23 types of guys you might meet. I told y'all I don't date criminals. When I was dating, it's like the church mothers and the mothers, they're dirty, crooked, nasty sons that been revolving door criminals. Do you notice how they try to throw their dirty criminal sons on us nice, clean church girl talking about he just need a good woman? Well, the good woman was you, ma'am. You were supposed to fix up your son. You were supposed to help him to become a good member of society. And when I was dating ladies, I didn't date criminals. Now, when I grew up in the 90s where, the boys, they would steal cars to go do joy rides. If you stole a car at 12, you went to juvie, and then you've been on the straight and narrow, you've been a good member of society, I could probably possibly date you. Okay? Because I'm trying to extend grace. Okay? But the revolving door criminals, the men that love to go to jail, the men who are committing crimes, being a menace to society, criminals, I don't mess with them. I don't mess with them. And the reason I don't mess with them is because that is who they are. You see, Lamar Bishop, he's been in jail for scamming people for years. He's been committing scamming crimes for 20 years. Probably more than that. Went to jail, found Jesus, come out and start a church. I don't trust him. When my father moved away and I was looking for a church, if the pastor went to jail, I couldn't be there. Because you're a criminal, that's who you are. Now, am I saying people can't change? No, I'm not saying people can't change. The problem is, especially with these men, they don't keep their foot on their sin. See, when you're a criminal, when you're an alcoholic, when you're an abuser, all of those things, you got to get up every day. And like you're supposed to brush your teeth once, twice a day, at least twice a day. You got to keep your foot on that thing every day. And they do not. They don't. How many preachers have you heard went to jail, young men went to jail, found Jesus, came out, started a church, but years later they've been arrested or got caught up in the same thing they was in jail for? How many? Comment below. Y'all might not remember that, but in the early 2000s, there was this mega church pastor, young man. I ain't gonna call the name because his ex-wife and I were friends on Facebook. We have the same birthday, October 11th. We wish each other happy birthday every year. I mean, mega. Preached for Bishop Jakes, was at Woman Thou Art Loose, preached at Bishop Man. What did Bishop Man's conference mean? Man Code? Something like that. Had a mega church, came out, found a beautiful wife, beautiful, clean church girl. Married her. I think they have 4 beautiful babies. She struggled with him, built him up, fixed him up, because that's what the dirty, nasty church told them to do. Then this criminal turned around, cheated on her. Then he turned around, put her out the church. They got a divorce. She started her own ministry. He was in New York at a conference preaching. Do you know they found him overdosed on drugs? That solidified for me. I don't do men who don't have no good name. You've been to jail. You've been in drugs. You've been an alcoholic. I don't care if you came to Jesus or not. I'm not interested, because the thing is, you have to keep your foot on it. You can never get to the point in your life where you've won over this thing, because that thing will creep up anytime. It was a disgrace. It was, honey, let me tell you, it was a big thing in the church community, how this mega church pastor, I mean, young man in his late 30s, maybe early 40s, died of a drug overdose in New York. Why? He used to do drugs, got locked up for drugs, found Jesus, came out, got saved, got cleaned up, have this big old mega church, and died of a drug overdose in New York City in a hotel. They found him dead. And then let me tell you what the church did. Do you think the church gave the children anything or no? She had to go to court. If you know this story, do not say the name. She had to go to court to fight so that her sons could get the church. And in the end, they ain't got it, because he didn't have no will. So that's why I don't do men who don't have no good name. Now, granted, all of us are dirty, stanky sinners. You understand what I mean? But then there's some people who are criminals, like Whitehead, like Ernastio, like the young pastor that died in the hotel, like Eddie Long, like Pastor Morris. Do you think that young woman is the only one this man touched? I guarantee you, these women and probably men are going to come out of the woodwork. Do you think if Pastor Evans had an affair? I am not saying that's what happened. I am not saying that's what happened. Do you think if it was a fear, do you think he only had one affair? You know why? That's who you are. Marcus Lamb had affairs. Do you see what I mean? These are who these people are. And this is why I tell my woman that's going through or reading my book, do not try to change these men. Accept them for who they are. They're criminals. They're criminals. They're alcoholics. They're alcohol. I don't care if they're in Jesus or not. Now, am I saying God can't deliver people? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you got to keep your foot on it. And there is so much you have to deal with in your walk with the Lord Jesus Christ, in your marriage, with your kids, issues with your partner, in addition to keeping your foot on you being a thief. So you know what? When I started that, I said, I want a clean choir boy, meaning good name, meaning you ain't no revolving door criminal. You're not out here committing crimes. You're a good member of society. When I Google your name come up as a good man. You went to this school, you became this person, you worked here, you do this. Not he's a criminal, he's a thief, he's a scammer. Because even though you come to Christ, you got to keep your foot on. You ever see some people that was slick in the world and came in the church and be slick? I remember this one woman. I was in the School of the Prophets. My father, Pastor Bradshaw, sent me to the School of the Prophet because I had a prophetic calling on my life. And so Prophetess Jackson was not there, but the class still had to go on. And so we had a guest speaker. And the prophetess that was in charge, the guest speaker said, well, I need to write a check for Prophetess Jackson. Prophetess Jackson has gone on to the Lord. God rest her soul. I think she went on to glory last year. The prophetess that was in charge said to the guest speaker, write the check in my name, and then I will cash the check and give it to Prophetess Jackson. Now, I didn't know anything about this. I was a young, 19, 20. So I didn't know. Weeks later, the guest speakers called Prophetess Jackson and said, Prophetess Jackson, I received the check back. Remember back in the days you used to get the check back? I received the check back. I just wanted to tell you, thank you for having me. And just wanted to make sure you got the offering. Prophetess Jackson, what offering? She said, I wrote a $900 check. Prophetess Jackson, I didn't get nothing. You know why? The woman who was a prophetess, she was slick in the world. She was a thief, and she came in the church, and she's still a thief. Am I saying God can't deliver? No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you as the person has to keep your foot on that thing. One last story, and then I'm going to read about Bishop Whitehead. I've shared this before. There's this girl at my job, right? So one time, this other girl, she went and cashed her check and put it in her drawer. Next thing we know, the money is gone. $800 is gone. So she's crying, oh my God, how am I going to pay my rent? We're like, who stole the money? Now, the girl, the thief, went to the bank with her, cashed the check they went to cash her check. This was back in the day when you used to go to cash your check. I didn't want it, honey, give me direct deposit. Came in, saw them, locked the money in the drawer, right? Next thing we know, and you know how your friends know. I'm sorry, guys. My thing just went in and out. My friend, you know how your friends know your desk key is. I'm off work this week. But if I call 3 or 4 of the girls, and if they need to get something out of my desk, I have everything I need. Y'all know I like to be comfortable. So I have everything at work. Okay, I got floss, the Band-Aid, pads, coochie wipes, regular wipes, Lysol wipes, everything I got in my desk because I just like to be comfortable. Gum, snacks, everything. Sweater, blanket. I have everything in my desk because I like to be comfortable. So if one of the girls at the job, I'm not there and they need to go get some wipes out of my desk, they know exactly where my key is to go in my desk, get the wipes, and put the key back. And I would never know they went in my desk because those are your girls, your clothes. And I likewise, I know where their keys are. If I need to go in their desk to get something, I know where it is. So this girl cashed her check, put it in with the thief, right? Put it in her drawer, walked away. Next thing we know, around 2 o'clock, she went in there, money gone. She's crying. We all know she cashed check at break time. Lunchtime, we used to get break. We go out and cash her check. Lunchtime, she go in there trying to get money to get lunch. Ain't no money. She crying. The money's gone. We all had to run around, go to the bank. Everybody go bank and pull out $100 to give her so she can pay her rent. She called her husband. Her husband is crying. Husband had to get an advance from his job so they could pay their rent. I went to the bank. I pulled out $100, brought my receipt. She looking at the receipt like, hold up. I said, let me tell you something. My husband makes a lot of money. I don't need your little $500-$600. Okay, I don't even pay mortgage. I don't even pay bills. I don't even have to worry. If anything happened to my check, you will never know. I will never be crying, talking about I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent, right? So we all had to run around and say, everybody, the admin say, everybody, please, could you help her to get some money, go to the bank and take out $20, give her so she could pay her rent, you know. So we like wonder, well, who stole her money? Years we trying to wonder who stole the money, right? Okay, time went on. Time went on. The thief was riding with this other girl. And you know how you pick up somebody? If you're going to Dunkin' Donuts to get breakfast and you leave your purse in your car, right? You're going to buy the breakfast, that you're going to leave your purse and stuff in the car. You're not thinking the person who you're close to, that's your friend, you work with them, you give them rides. You're not thinking they're going to go in there and steal your Social Security and your credit card. Do you know the thief? This is the same girl now. Went in, that girl got her girl's Social Security and opened up credit cards in her name. Went to Walmart, opened a Walmart in her name. Went to furniture store, give her furniture. And so then Dum Dum had the stuff delivered to her mother's house. And the girl, this is the car girl now, she didn't know. You know when she knew? When she went to do her car, she would get a new car every year. What is it? You lease a new car. She went to lease a new car. This is the only place you go to. And when they ran her thing, they say you can't get a new car because your credit is messed up. She said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You have all these." They say you have all these unpaid. So when they showed her the credit report, she said, "I didn't do this. I didn't do this." So when they do the investigation to find out where the furniture went and where the bill and the credit card went, it went to the thief's mother's house. So the car girl had to go down to the FBI and do paperwork and filing this, and they were doing some investigation, and they was trying to get her fired. Now the thing about that is our union president is trying to help them both. She's trying to help the girl whose Social Security was stolen, but at the same time she's trying to help the thief to save her job. Okay, so years and years went, nothing really happened. I gotta ask her what happened about that, whatever happened. COVID happened. No. This was before COVID, right? This other situation happened. This other girl, same thing. She was in the car, in the elevator, and I guess she put her purse down on the floor, and she had a lot of stuff, and walked out and left her purse in the elevator. The thief, the same thief, the thief that stole the girl money out of her drawer, the thief that stole the girl's Social Security, the same girl got in the elevator, looked in the purse, took out $900. There's another people. I don't know why y'all cashing y'all check, putting it in y'all purses. I don't understand. And the girl brought the purse to HR. So when the girl who the purse belonged to, she was like, "Oh my God, thank God, thank God, thank God. You know, my purse and my rent was in there." And she looked in her purse, the $900 was gone. She said, "Here is my receipt. I just went to the bank. I took out $900. It was in my bag for me to pay my rent." You know, all these wives paying rent. I don't understand. But anyways. So she went down to the sheriff officer and telling the sheriff officer, "Look, I had $900 in my bag. The $900 is gone." The sheriff officer called the thief and said, "Miss so-and-so says she had $900 in her bag. Did you take out the money?" She said, "No, I didn't." The sheriff officer said, "Ma'am, if you took out the money, please tell me you took the money, give me the money, and we'll just call it a day." She said, "No, I didn't." Sheriff officer called the union president. Union president come. The girl said this girl took her money out. Union president asked the thief, "Did you take the money out?" She said, "No." The sheriff officer said to the union president, "Okay, Mr. President, let me show you the video camera." On the video camera, she forgot there was 2 cameras in the elevator. On the video camera, it shows the girl went in the girl pocketbook and took the $900 out. She's a thief. So now the union president is like, you said you didn't take the money. Now you have me in a bind. So then it was on camera. She did not give the girl back the money. The sheriff officer had to file a report. It went to HR. They went to court and so on and so forth. And fight and fight and fight. And finally got her fired. So all these stories I'm telling you, we didn't know. So now we're like, oh, you was the person who stole the first girl money that she put in her drawer to pay her rent. And we knew it was you who stole the other girl's social security. Let me tell you, this woman was allegedly saved and went to church every Sunday. But you know what? She's a thief. She never got delivered. And you have to keep your foot. This is why for me, for my lifetime partner, for my husband, I refuse to date or marry a man who had a messed up past, criminal. And do not, for y'all deep folks who don't read your Bible, do not mention the Apostle Paul. Y'all like to bring up the Apostle Paul, but y'all don't even know who the Apostle Paul was. So before you mention the Apostle Paul, please go study on who the Apostle Paul is. So ladies, please don't take no chances with your lives. Don't give no man no chance who is a lifetime criminal like Ernestio. Don't think because he's a pastor now that he's a good man. No, he's a criminal. That's who he is. I told y'all on House of Cards, I always wondered why the alcoholics would say I'm an alcoholic. My supervisor, one of my backup supervisors, pray for her. She was just diagnosed with liver cancer, some kind of cancer. But anyways, she would always say, I'm an alcoholic. I would say, why you keep saying that, girl? You saved yourself with the Holy Ghost. She said, I never understood it until I was watching House of Cards. And I told you the story about the congressman. He was really good, but the people loved him, but he had an alcoholic problem. So the other older congressman helped him to clean up and say, you got to go to AA every day. He went to 3 AA meetings, talk about he's good. The congressman was like, look, bro, I haven't had a drink in 20 years. And he said, after 20 years, there are some days I have to go to AA 3 times a day. He said, because I am under so much stress and pressure that I just want to drink. And then it made sense to me. I said, aha, that thing is always there. Did not God says to Cain, sin lieth at the door for you? Did not Jesus say to Peter, Satan seeks to sift you? And it finally made sense to me that's why they say they're an alcoholic. It's an acknowledgement that I need to work on this thing every day. You can never get to the place where I'm good. Until the day you go on to glory, you got to put your foot on being a criminal, being a thief, being a scammer, being an alcoholic. Because that thing is always there. And that's why I didn't mess with men who were not choir boys. I didn't mess with criminals. I didn't mess with thieves. I didn't mess with alcoholics. I didn't mess with abusers. I didn't mess with men who can't keep a job, because that's who they are. That is who they are. And see, I'm not about to having other issues that I got to deal with you, because we already have so much to deal with as born again believers. The enemy is coming up and fighting against us. Plus, you got to deal with you being a thief. I don't think so. I had no interest in it. None. Lamor Whitehead is a lifetime criminal. He's been scamming people for years. For years, he was scamming people. Look at him. Look like a dirty criminal, don't he? Stole that woman $90,000. That is all she saved up for her retirement. $90,000 is no money, y'all. But you know what? It was her money. She knew she needed to save a little money for her retirement. And this lifetime dirty, nasty criminal stole it from her. And then you trust the man of God because that's your pastor, right? That's your pastor. You think your pastor have your right interest and your best interest at heart. So surely pastor's not going to steal from me. Yes, pastor will steal from you if pastor is a criminal. Pastor's a criminal. So pastor, the criminal, will steal from you. A bishop in Brooklyn, New York, who authorities say stole from one of his parishioners, was sentenced to 9 years in prison Monday in a series of financial fraud crimes that netted him millions, federal prosecutors said. Bishop Lamor Whitehead, 46, was convicted in March of wire fraud, attempted extortion, and making false statements to federal law enforcement agents. The U.S. Attorney Office of South District of New York said in a statement. Lamor Whitehead, a bishop at the Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministry Church in Canaris, made headlines in 2020, July 2020, when armed assault robbed him and his wife of $1 million worth of jewelry during a live stream service. What you doing $1 million worth of jewelry on in the hood? U.S. Attorney Damian Williams called him a con man who stole millions of dollars in a string of financial frauds and even stole from one of his own parishioners. He lied to federal agents and again to the court at his trial. Williams said in the today's sentence puts an end to Whitehead's various schemes and reflects his office's commitment to bring accountability to those who abuse their positions of trust. Right. You trust your pastor, but your pastor is a criminal. When I told you, when Pastor Bradshaw moved and I was looking for a pastor, if he ever went to jail, I refuse to sit under any criminals. If you wasn't educated, you wasn't a productive member of society, I'm not sitting under you. If there was rumors you were sleeping with girls and boys and hoeing in the church, I'm not sitting under you. Because I don't want that spirit transferred to me. Here I am, a nice, clean church girl sitting under a hoe. Next thing you know, I want to start hoeing. Granted, I had a baby at 16, okay? Let me go ahead and say that for the deep folks in the comments. Lamor Whitehead was also sentenced to 3 years of supervised release and ordered to pay $85,000 in restitution and forfeit $95,000. Prosecutors said. Attorney Dawn Flores said in statement Monday that Lamor Whitehead is innocent and vow his legal fight is not over. Lies. As today's sentence was not that we hoped for, we are deeply saddened by the outcome. Despite the setback, we remain steadfast in our belief in Bishop Lamor Whitehead's innocence and are committed to continue fighting. We will explore all available legal avenues to ensure that justice is served. She said, our dedication to provide Bishop Whitehead innocence is unwavering, and we will immediately begin the appeal process. During the Twin robbery incident, armed assault display firearms. I think he was set up. I think he planned it. Lamor Whitehead embraced his flashy lifestyle. He was known for driving around in a Rolls Royce, and records show he lived in a 1.6 million home in Paramus, New Jersey. He also owned apartment buildings in Hartford, Connecticut. A number listed Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministry Facebook page was not in service. And notice when these criminals, they always want to go into credit repair. Repair your own credit, y'all. They always want to, these scammers, right? Like Ernastia want to go in credit repair. No. Repair your own credit. I'm gonna write a book and show you how you can repair your own credit. You don't need nobody's help, and you don't need to give nobody your social security number. You can do it yourself. Lamor Whitehead persuaded one of his parishioners to invest about $90,000 from her retirement with him, promising he would help her buy a home. Prosecutors say he spent the money in luxury goods and personal expenses and did not pay her back when she asked. He also extorted a businessman of $5,000, prosecutors say, and tried to persuade the same man to lend him $500,000 and stakes in real estate transaction in return for federal actions from the mayor of New York. Prosecutors say, the rumor has it they were, friends, if you know what I mean. Friends. Lamor Whitehead could not deliver on his promises, prosecutors said. He also submitted a fraudulent application for a $250 business loan that included doctored bank statement that claimed he had millions of dollars in the bank and earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in monthly rent. See, that's a criminal. Criminals will sit down and try to figure out how to scam people instead of going to get a job or something like that. He submitted similar fraudulent applications to various other financial institutions, stealing millions of dollars in the process, prosecutors said. Lock him up. Lock him up. That poor old woman worked all those years. All those years only for this dirty, nasty criminal to steal from her. So she out in 90,000. She ain't got no house. And she probably had to pay that taxes on her 401k she got from her retirement. Lock this dirty, nasty criminal up. Don't let him out. He's a criminal. He's a criminal robbing the people of God. Anyways, y'all, I got to go. I'm just telling y'all, you ladies out here dating for marriage, you better leave these criminals alone. Leave them. Leave them. Leave the criminals alone. Leave snowman alone. Leave the criminals. Leave the scammers alone. Scammers scam. Leave them alone. Shame on Pastor Robert Marson's wife staying with the man after he harmed that girl. You better go have your kids checked out because he might have hurt them too, because he's a predator. Predators don't stop. He's a predator. That is who he is. I got to go. I love you. Shall we try to do a live later? Let's see. If I take my nap and wake up on time, I'm going to be cooking early tonight. Girl, why yesterday at 7 o'clock, me and the kids sitting around the table, and my husband texted me, he's on his way home. So I got up to go warm up his food. So when he come home, girl, why? I was like, oh my God, I didn't cook. I didn't cook, y'all. I had to get up and start cooking at 7 o'clock last night. But like I was telling my girlfriend, I had made steak and potatoes on Sunday. And usually when I cook multiple meals. But because I'm home this week, I'm like, oh, it's like I cook. So I only cooked enough for Sunday. So we ate Sunday. So yesterday, the plan was I was going to fry the chicken wings and I was going to make curry chicken. Girl, I'm sitting here at 7 o'clock. Ain't no food. So I had to jump up at 7 o'clock, start cooking. By the time my husband got here, I was half done. But thank God, him and Lou Michael had to go wash the truck and water the lawn. So by the time they came in and took their showers, dinner was ready. But I'm going to go cook today. I'm going to go cook for my mans today, okay? I love you. I love you. But we'll try to do a live. If I don't do it today, it'll be tomorrow. But I'm going to give you my word. I do not make promises. I give you my word. We will do a live at least one day this week. All right? I love you, my darlings. Let me know what you think about this. Are you dating criminals? Are you giving these criminals chances with your life? Are you giving these abusers chances with your lives? Are you giving these alcoholics a chances with your life? And let me tell you about this alcohol. I don't mind drinking a glass of wine. My husband have wine, buy me wine, and my husband has wine, and I buy him wine. I don't, because the Bible didn't say don't drink wine. It said don't be drunken. I tell my husband, I don't mind you having a glass of wine, just don't get drunk. But that's something different than an alcoholic. I grew up with alcoholics in my family. So I never wanted to be with a man who was an alcoholic because that is who they are. That's who they are. So ladies, please stop giving these men chances with your life. Please don't do it. It is better to stay by yourself than make a mess of your life. Whew, I love you. I got to go, girl. Talk to you later. Bye.